caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. She caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. My baby caught the Katy, left me a mule to ride. The train pulled out, I swung on behind. Crazy about her, that hard-headed woman of mine. Man, my baby long, great gosh almighty, my baby tall. I said my baby's long, good gosh almighty, my baby's tall. My baby, she's long, my baby, she's tall. Oh, she sleeps with her head in the kitchen and her feet out in the hall. Crazy about her, that hard-headed woman of mine. Well, I love my baby, she's so fine. I wish she'd come and see me sometime. She don't believe I love her. Look at the hole I'm in. She don't believe I'm sinking. Look what a mess of man. Ha! Caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. She caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. My baby caught the Katy, left me a mule to ride. The train pulled out, I swung on behind. Crazy about her, that hard-headed woman of mine. Hello and welcome to Sly Wagon Lessons. We've got an easy blues song in the rack for you today from the Blues Brothers. You might have seen the hit movie. The first one is the one that's worth watching, in my opinion, but it is great. I've probably watched it more than any other movie and enjoy it every time. All right. It's, of course, got a great soundtrack featuring Jake and Elwood, the Blues Brothers, and the Blues Brothers Band, and notably Steve Cropper on guitar. Matt Guitar Murphy plays guitar in this one as well. I'm a big Steve Cropper fan. He's one of my favorite guitar players from Booker T and the MGs, of course. You'll remember him. And he also got writing credits on Dock of the Bay. You'll find a lesson to sitting on the Dock of the Bay and how to play the harmonica bit for that one, also on my channel. So have a look for that one. So Steve Cropper, great musician and great songwriter as well. And throughout the movie, he plays a variety of Telecasters, including one that looks a whole lot like this one with the white pickguard. So I'm playing my solid body Telecaster today. Hey, look at that. This is the Blues Brothers Souvenir Songbook. This is what we used to do before there was an internet. We used to have to, if we couldn't figure out the chords just from listening on the radio or the movie, we'd have to go and buy a songbook, mostly just to get the chords and the lyrics. But I can't even remember when I bought this one. It was published in 1980, I see, and I note as well that I paid $9.95 for it. So it was many years ago. It is a great book. I'm glad I've got it. It's got notes, kind of background notes. It's got lots of pictures from the movie. There's Jake and Elwood. There's John Lee Hooker playing on the street in Chicago. Carrie Fisher, James Brown. There's a great scene in the movie. Aretha Franklin, of course, Cab Calloway, and Ray Charles. And there's the Blues Mobile. The song that we're going to learn today, She Caught the Katy, and Left Me a Mule to Ride, that's the whole title, is a Taj Mahal composition. And I highly recommend, particularly if you are interested in playing the harmonica, looking up the Taj Mahal version, because he provides the vocals and plays the harmonica as well. And he's built some great licks into the original of She Caught the Katy. All right. Elwood Blues plays the harmonica on this one. He is not singing. Jake is singing. So that does lead to some hurdles to overcome if you are doing it all by your onesies, right? You're playing the guitar and playing the harmonica and singing, because a lot of what Elwood does is kind of underneath the vocals. So you can't do that. You've got to throw some licks in between the vocals, and that's what I've tried to do. And I listened to the record again many times and tried to kind of pick up on the feel that Elwood was bringing to the song, and then bring a similar feel to the licks that I throw in between the lyrics. I was playing my suitcase kick drum on the intro as well, just the bass part. So there's a video on my channel on how I went about building that suitcase kick drum, in case you're interested. So I did want to read you quickly. One of the great things about this book is that it came with some performance notes. There they are on page 7, and it reads the following. Let's see. If possible, play these charts on a solid body guitar using light gauge strings. So that's why I'm playing my solid body guitar. It said so in the book. It said to use 8s or 9s. I don't have any strings that light. I play with 10s on my Telecaster, and only use the pickup closest to the bridge. So I've got it set to only use this back pickup right by the bridge, and also pick close to the bridge for a good funky sound. So I try my best to anchor my hand right back here by the bridge. All right. If you are curious, kind of a gearhead, I'm playing my Telecaster through a vintage Trainer amplifier. I'll get you a shot of the Trainer. So there it is. It's called a Studio Mate. I believe the model is actually a YGM4. This is an amplifier that dates to 1973. It's a tube amp, and they're kind of sought after nowadays, but I really like it. And I'm playing it clean, using a little bit just of the onboard slapback reverb, but no other effects or anything like that. All right, so you get a nice clean sound, and I use a little bit of picking in the first verse. All right, I'm going to show you all of that in the chord cam, and I'm going to put the harmonica notes up in the Picto-Tab, where a blue means blow and a red means draw. And then if there's a draw note with an arrow in there as well, that means to bend it. All right, and I'll talk a little bit about how to bend notes again. In blues, you end up doing a lot of draw notes because you're playing in second position, right? So the song, you'll notice here, I've got my capo at the 3rd fret, so I can use a G shape to achieve an E flat. Blues Brothers play this song in, not E flat, what did I say? It's in B flat, I'm sorry, B flat. The harmonica is an E flat because the B flat blues scale is found on an E flat harmonica because you count up a 4th, right, from the key of the song. So it's tough in the flats. B flat, C, D, E. There you go. It's a fourth. Anyway, if you the easier way to do it, if you got your guitar in your lap, is to strum your root note and then strum the one that's a fourth above that, and then figure out from your guitar what it is. So here, with my capo at the 3rd fret, I strum a C shape. That's an E flat, right? My root note is very much a B flat. My root note and my root chord, I guess. My one is a B flat. All right, enough of that. It's time to get on with the lesson. Just before I do, I'll encourage you to please subscribe to Sly Wagon Lessons, and we're going to do lots more song-based instruction on how to play the harmonica and the guitar together. Stick around. It's She Caught the Katy. All right, so here we are. I got the chord cam set up, and that's going to be helpful as I show you the little bit of picking that I do through the first verse of this song, right? Sly Wagon Lessons is all about playing the guitar and the harmonica together. So through the first verse, I thought what I would throw in is just a little lick on the guitar in between the lyrics, right? Like a lot of blues songs, you repeat the lyric again each time. So I thought, we'll throw a little guitar lick in there instead of harmonica all the time. And it's a lick that I sort of picked up from the record. It mimics something that I think it was probably Steve Cropper playing, because that's kind of right in his wheelhouse, are these interesting little licks in between the song parts and for fills and whatnot. All right, so let me show you that. It comes, the first verse is, she caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. So the chords are just a G shape. I've got my capo here at the 3rd fret, but I'm going to describe all of these things as if there was no capo, if that's okay. It's all relative to the capo, though. So this is a G, what I'm going to call a G chord. In reality, of course, it's a B flat. All right? G, she caught the Katy, up to the 5, which is a D shape, and left me a mule to ride. And then I throw in a little lick like this. All right, so I'm just taking the root note, which is a G, where the G would be, if relative to the capo at least. Pick that a couple of times while your hand is in this G shape. Then pick the D string, hammer it down at the 2nd fret, and then pick the open high G string, right? It's the third string. Then you walk it down again. So it's open G string, D string at the 2nd fret, D string open, and then back to your root note. So altogether it sounds like this. She caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. She caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. My baby called the Katy, left me a mule to ride. There I'm going to a G7 shape. So you're hitting that F note at the top. Left me a mule to ride. The train pulled out up to the 4 chord, which is a C shape. Crazy about her, that hard-headed woman of mine. So at the end, it's just your 1, your 5, and your 1 again. All right? She caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. baby called the Katy and left me a mule to ride. My baby called the Katy, left me a mule to ride. The train pulled out, I swung on behind. Crazy about her, that hard-headed woman of mine. All right, for the second verse, I'm going to throw in some harmonica licks, and I'll put the notes up in the Picto-Tab. All right, second verse, we're going to put in a harmonica lick rather than a guitar lick, and it's going to start on 4 draw. All right. Man, my baby's long. Great gosh almighty, my baby's tall. Chords remain unchanged, of course. Let me play that a little more slowly for you, and I'll put the notes up in the Picto-Tab. Man, my baby's long. Great gosh almighty, my baby's tall. Little trick that I do there, on the diatonic harmonica, the 2 draw, which is your root note for the blues scale there, is the same note as a 3 blow. So if you need to take a breath, as I often do because you've done too many draw notes in a row, you can blow out there on your 3 blow just quickly. But you want to get onto that 2 draw because that's one that you can bend, right? So again, the lick is like this. You don't have to do the 3 blow. You can just do an extra 2 draw there. I like to throw it in so that I can take a breath. All right, next we're going to cover off the harmonica solo for She Caught the Katy. So we've been through the first verse and the second verse. In the second verse, we threw in the little harmonica lick, and that's where we end up. Then there's a bridge. Well, I love my baby, she's so fine. I wish she'd come and see me sometime. All right. Then I'm going to an A shape for this. She don't believe I love her. Look what a hole I'm in. She don't believe I'm sinking. Look what mess I'm in. Then you're going back to the verse chord progression, and you're throwing that harmonica solo over top. Starts with a trill on the 4 and 5 hole. And then there's a choppy draw on the 4 and 5 together. Hard to play this thing slow, so let me speed it up. All right, so that's the first part of the solo. Again, you got your trill on the 4 and 5. Then when you're going up to your 5 chord, the D shape, you do that draw, choppy draw on the 4 and 5 together. And it ends with sliding down from the 4 draw to a 3 draw to a 2 draw. And it kind of resolves that way because your 2 draw is your root note. Okay, that little part at the end is something I picked up from Elwood. Seems to do it a lot under the lyrics, though, in the Blues Brothers version. It's simply a, again, kind of choppy, rhythmically choppy 2 draw with some bending. And kind of a tongue flick in there just at the end, and then you hop over to a one draw. Right? So there's a bend in there that lowers the pitch, tongue flick, and then one draw. Okay? That's the first part of that solo. The second part is you're going to draw, kind of wail on the four draw. But then do the same two draw flicky thing to the one draw. So again, it would sound like this. Okay? Now, the next time through, and again, you're going to just wail on that four draw, and you're going to stay on it as the chord changes go up to the four chord with the G7, though, leading into it. Sounds cool. It's like this. Then, as you're going to that C shape, you want to hop over to your five draw. Okay? That might have been a bit much. Let me slow it down for you. Okay, a lot of notes in there, but it's all just around the four, the three, and the two, right? You're really wailing and drawing and bending that four draw. Hop up to the five draw. Five low. Now you're back to your root chord again, and you're going to do the five part just to close out those solos. All right? I hope that's clear. I'm going to play it through one more time. This is the solo in its entirety, just so that it's perhaps a bit more clear. So that time through, I forgot to go to the G7 shape. Not the end of the world if you miss it. Also not the end of the world if, rather than single notes, from time to time you've got a little bit of two notes at the same time. That's all right. Sounds fine. All right. So that's the solo. There's just one verse left for She Caught the Katy. So we've been through the first verse. We've been through the second verse. We did a little nifty bridge. I love my baby. She's so fine. Right? Then we did that solo over the same chords as you would play in a verse. And now we've arrived at the final verse. Final verse, same as the first. All right? But you want to put in a different harmonica lick on this one. I think in the intro I just did a bit of a study, an etude, if you will, on the four draw, and then resolving with a three draw, two draw. She caught the Katy, left me a mule to ride. She caught the Katy and left me a mule to ride. My baby caught the Katy, left me a mule to ride. The train pulled out, I swung on behind. Crazy about her, that hard-headed woman of mine. So at the end there, I'm just throwing in a chord, right? A B flat chord to go with the B flat I'm playing on the guitar. It's just a 1, 2, and 3 draw. You can bend them if you want. All right, so that's it. Now you string all those pieces together, and you've got She Caught the Katy and Left Me a Mule to Ride that you can add to your set list. Again, you should go back and listen to the Taj Mahal version. Some wicked good harmonica in the Taj Mahal version. Blues Brothers do a great version as well with Elwood Blues doing some wailing on the. He likes that 4 draw and he likes the 3 draw as well. That Elwood, and some choppy kind of draw bends on the 2-hole as well. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, and I hope you'll come back and subscribe on your way out today to Sly Wagon Lessons, so you get more song-based instruction on playing the harmonica and the guitar together at the same time. All right, I'm just gonna pluck away with a little more Blues Brothers on our way out today.